One Piece, chapter 1152. Grand Line bound, like and subscribe, baby.
Oh, shit! Say it again! Say something else! Oh!
Grand Line bound, like and subscribe. The cover page shows Yamato delivering Otama's hat to Kawamatsu. Quick little side note, we have Yokozuna in the back, all lumped up. Poor fella. Alright, let's get to the chapter, though. It starts off by showing most of the characters that are in the realm of the dead. Most of them are getting ready to go up to the realm above to try to stop all the bullshit that's going on up there, you know. We got Jimu up there popping off extremely weird hockey. Now, as Chopper is telling them he's going to stay behind to try to tend to the injured Gaban, talk about Usopp making excuses. But Scopper tells Luffy to be mindful on how he uses his hockey up there against the Gods Knights. And Luffy's like, alright then, bro, bet. Don't worry about me. I'm about to beat that ass once I get up there, man. Shit. Don't worry about your son either. I'm gonna save his little dumb ass. He a cool kid. I might just let him join my crew in a few years. But who knows? Now, Loki's right there trying to convince Big Hash to let him free. On the fact that he's the only one that's ever fought a God's Knight, you know?
Oh, that's a great idea. I was thinking about that. As a matter of fact, I was like, you know what? We need somebody that's fought these guys before. Somebody really strong. Really? No, bitch. You're gonna keep your dumb ass here, bro.
Now, Scopper tells Luffy that there's someone else on his crew that could use Conqueror's hockey. And no, not you, Sanji. He's talking about that moss head. Hey, but in all honesty, let's be real. Apart from this little troll moment that Oda attached to Sanji right here, hey, keep it up, Oda. I'm loving every moment. But apart from this, do you guys think that Sanji will get Conqueror's hockey? Because I think he will. He definitely possesses the will to do so, you know? If he doesn't get it, you know, oh well, he doesn't really need it. His fucking observation hockey and his ornament hockey are like top, like, you know, some of the best in the verse. So not everybody needs fucking conquerors, you know. But I digress with Sanji. Now, in typical Zoro fashion, he honestly doesn't know that he has conquerors. And Luffy's like, hey, yo, bro, get your shit together, dog. How do you not know that you have that ability? That shit's dripping off of you, is oozing off of you, dog. Even Gaban's flabbergasted by his lack of knowledge and respect for an ability that most people don't fucking have, you know? And Gaban's like, yo, get your shit together, man. Your captain is one of the 4 Yonko, and you're in the fucking final saga. You need to stop practicing 4-sword style, and you need to get your shit together. And Zoro apologizes, but we all know he doesn't give a shit. Now, as this tomfoolery is going on, Loki shouts out to Big Hash to let him aid them in their fight to protect Elbaf. To no avail, of course. It's like, bro, you're a fucking criminal, dog. Do you think Big Hash wants to hear any of this? No, he doesn't. And do you think that he trusts Loki to not side with the world government, to not betray Elbaf like he already has done before? No, he doesn't. Do you think that Big Hash expects Luffy to offer Loki a position on his crew? No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, nobody right here expects Luffy to do this shit. Just Luffy's a wild card, you know? Now, while Zoro and Sanji are giving Luffy an earful, let's think to ourselves on why Luffy would do such a thing. Number one, Big Hash is a member of the Grand Fleet, so that makes him Luffy's subordinate. So if Loki is on the Straw Hats, Big Hash can't really say much. So that's a big reason. Let's keep on going. Maybe Luffy's will is driving him to befriend Loki, right? Let's keep this up. One last reason on why he would want to free Loki. Maybe, just maybe, he believes that he will beat Loki's ass if he even thinks about acting up. You know what I mean? Maybe, yeah, I think that's the one. That's the one right there. Now, all this malarkey about Loki joining the Straw Hats gets put to an abrupt halt because Loki would never become a subordinate to any other man other than Rocks, maybe, I guess. Also, Big Hash understands what Luffy is trying to do, and he understands that Luffy is just going with his gut feelings. But nevertheless, he simply can't free Loki because Loki is a condemned criminal of Elbaf. They don't give a fuck about you, Luffy. You haven't saved the island yet, bro. Sure enough, as he's telling Luffy this, Gaban tells him to release Loki. Now this causes him, along with the other giants around him, to be like,
what?
Like, do you remember what the fuck he did 14 years ago? You know, he killed 113 castle guards along with his own father, and he also left Fat Boy Ja Rule on the brink of death. Does that ring a fucking Shandorian bell? My favorite out of all of them is Goldberg. He's giving them that look like, I'm about to slap this dude, bro. You telling him to release him? What the fuck? But Gabon explains to them that 14 years ago on that fateful day, he felt some strange haki emanating from the castle. So naturally, Shanks and himself went to go investigate. And of course, when Luffy hears the name Shanks, he's like, ah, Shanks! And he and Big Hash tell everybody to run off without them and they'll catch up later. They need to hear more of this shit. Hasher then tells his brother that he has 3 minutes to spill the beans on what happened on that day 14 years ago. If he's really about that Elbaf life, then he must swear to their gods that what he says is true. You little buster. Loki tells his brother that it's cruel to make him relive what happened that awful moment. Alright, it's flashback time. We see a panel of Owl's Castle 14 years ago. It seems that Loki and Ja Rule were summoned by the king. And as they're walking to the king's chambers, Loki is right there talking shit about his own father, calling him a world government lapdog. He's saying he sold out to the people who murked Rocks, his idol. And Ja Rule's like, hey, bro, I'm too old for this shit, dog. I mean, I ain't trying to hear all this shit, man. I just came because I was told there was going to be a breakfast buffet. You know, that's all I really came for. You talking too much, man. But no, in all seriousness, Loki is pissed at the fact that Elbaf is striving away from being a warmongering nation. He thinks that this whole peace philosophy is pussifying the future generations. And he's kind of right, but whatever. Loki and Ja Rule arrive, and they're greeted by one of the king's consultants, who then tries to go tell the king that his visitors arrived. Well, Loki decides to announce his arrival by smashing this poor fella through the fucking door. And what Loki and the others see shocks them. It seems that someone or something decided to turn King Harold into a shish kebab. Now, while all this is going on, we see Gabon and Shanks, and these two are having a good old time sharing a bath.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have many gay friends.
My father's gay.
Look,
Now, they're conversing many things. You know, how Shanks wanted to sail around the world and be a carefree pirate with Buggy. Scopper mentions the island of Little Garden where they met Dory and Broggy. You know, all that good shit. It's a real good time. Up until Ripley scares the ever-loving shit out of Shanks.
Jesus Christ.
And I love how Ripley just asked Shanks if he has any old stories about Scopper from their old Roger pirate days 10 years ago. He's about to spill the beans, but Scopper snatches his ass up like, yo, shut the hell up, bro. What happens in the Kamabaka Queendom stays in the Kamabaka Queendom, dog.
We used to give each other wet willies and funny arms. We'd play dandy balls and legs a spread and penis butt.
Sounds kind of gay, Grandpa.
It was gay. Everyone was.
But on a more serious note, they both talk about King Harold and how the people of Elbaf think of him as a god. Shanks says that he met him a while back in Marijois, and they got along just fine. But due to their location being the Holy Land, they were not able to speak freely. The next panel we see is Owl's Castle, and it has that weird hockey literally shooting from it. We see the guards that patrol the castle clawing and scratching at the door, and it appears that they weren't able to escape. Most likely someone blocked the door from the outside. And this leads me to believe that this event was some sort of an ambush and not an isolated incident. We see Ja Rule meet the sword that would almost pierce his noggin. And we see someone walking up to the chest that contains the forbidden devil fruit. The same devil fruit that is passed down from generation to generation in Elbaf. The chapter jumps even further back to a very, very long time ago. 109 years ago from present day. The panels go on to explain that back then the scariest thing on the seas was by far the giant warrior pirates. It is said that just the mere sight of their ships would cause people to poo-poo their pants. A major factor of the giant's reputation was a man known as King Harold. And then we see a panel of said young King Harold going absolutely apeshit on a town. He kind of looks like his son Loki when he straight up booted that poor consultant through the door earlier. The chapter explains further that King Harold began his reign of pure scummery at the young age of 45, which would be like 15 in human years. Despite his young age, At the time, he was regarded as a giant piece of shit. I was told by my secretary that he is subscribed to Grand Line Bound, so a part of me truly wonders how much of a piece of shit he could really be, you know? I guess we'll see next chapter.
Woke up looking for the broccoli. I keep a horn on me. Look at my seat. I peep. Ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. A you nigga couldn't try me in a tri-state. Buddy pass, bet I get him splashed till he hydrated. Bounce out, know he spook town, eyes dilated. I got the money and the power, both gyrating. I feel good, get the fuck out my thighs. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walk in, walked out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the pie. What the fuck? I got hits, I got bucks, I got